makes it look lighter, which is good. But look at the pretty autumn colors. So we'll start outside just a little bit to give you an idea of what it looks like while we still can. So the fall colors are definitely in bloom now, if you can call it bloom. Not too many oranges, but a lot of different shades of yellow. Let's see. There you go. So this is Gudvangen, but it's just a little bit further away from the village, a little bit more inland. Let's see. Then I'll show you the river today, because it's raging. There's some people up on the bridge looking at me like I'm nuts. There you go. Maybe we go up on the bridge where they are and get a better view. Thank you. Yeah, it's just about it. Yeah, it's my whole week. We're celebrating all week. I turned 53. Oops, hit the microphone. I turned 53, and I don't think I look a day over 12. But Karl has a birthday on Monday. He's going to be 55, 0. So he's finally catching up. But thank you for the birthday wishes. So I got cake for breakfast, and I got cake for lunch. My boss got mad at me. We had because of the weather storm, one thing I didn't realize is that it knocked out our internet in the office. All the other internet, we have 4 internet locations, and all 3 of them were on, but the office one was not. So for the better part of the week, my office was in the cafe, the diner right next to us, which was kind of fun. So I've been on a coffee high all week. Free coffee, what can I say? But then Kristen, she asks me to, she's working in the shop this month, she asked if I wanted to go down and get a coffee at the bakery and work down there a bit, so I did. And then she bought me a cake. So it was nice. So I had cake for breakfast. And then the cafe treated me to a tea as well, which was nice. And then when I come back, I see my boss sneaking in the shop, or sneaking in through the shop. And I see she's got like a bag of goodies with her. And I thought, oh, presents for me. Here I'm thinking it's the new router so that we can use Wi-Fi again in the office. And she says, no, nothing for you, nothing for you. I'm like, oh, it's goodies for me. I know it is goodies for me. So I follow her in. She sneaks ahead of me, and then I see she's in my office with her back to facing the window, and her back to me. And I say, so I said to her, it's goodies for me, and I go to turn on the light. She says, no, you can't turn on the light. Shame on you, you're ruining everything. And I see she's trying to light a candle on a piece of birthday cake, which is nice. And she says, man, you make this difficult. I decided to go get you a piece of birthday cake, but I can't get you a piece of birthday cake because you're sitting at the bakery, and there's like only one bakery in the whole village. So she manages to sneak a piece of cake, and then I come in and I'm like, ooh, treats, and she's like, no. And then I turn the lights on when she's trying to light, so I'd immediately turn out the light and blow out my candle. So it was kind of fun. But you can see how much we've had some rain. It's like really raging here. Yeah. Getting a little bit darker now. You can see I'm really impressed how long the light keeps up. Maybe we get an extra week or 2. But this is not the kind of, well, it's dusk enough that you wouldn't want to do archery in this. Although we have some people in the village that came a little late today, so they're still filming. By the way, those are the avalanches you can see from the village. When I tell people I live under the next avalanche, I'm not kidding. Lyra says, hello from Kansas. The leaves are starting to change, and it's a beautiful day today. Sunny and breezy, too. I gotta say, this is the one, that's my favorite season. And this is the one time of year I really miss the maple leaves and the oak trees because they add a little bit of orange and red. But we get lots of different yellows. Audra did some not so anonymous donating and Raymond called her out on it. Busted. No, Audra's got the biggest heart. So speaking of Audra, I have a sexy ring today. So I can make Nalbinding look sexy. It's her brother that makes these, but I had one in brass, but now I have one in silver. I am feeling the love, Audra. You're too good to me. So there you go, the spiral silver ring that I can do needle binding with today. Complete with highlighter from Correcting Commissions today, the old-fashioned way. So thumbs up for Audra. No, a very generous woman. I also have some chocolate that Karl and I will have to share. I've been waiting to open it. Just for Audra so she can see. Let's see, Already Spee's here, and yes, of course, Raymond is here, and Audra's here, Garcia's here, Albert is here, and Perut is here. She said, I'm just back from Poland, where we almost died. If my bladder hadn't woken up, I would have noticed that the fire had escaped through the boundary of the bones of the fireplace. Yeah, she sent me pictures of that. I saw that. It was like, I think it looks like it's kind of like a fire pit in the middle. For those of you who've been to Midgard Viking Center, they kind of have one of those. It's a pit in the middle of the hall, but the one in the Midgard is completely stone. But theirs is clay lined, I think, and then wood on the side. And apparently there might be a crack in the clay because the fire came through and started lighting up the side of the fire in the middle. And she woke up to take a pee and said, excuse me, thought you might want to know, but the hall is on fire. And luckily it was just on the side of the thing and they managed to put it out. And then they had that sucker rebuilt in what, like half an hour? They were fast. PJ's here, by the way. Oh, it's not your blood. He's not my blood brother, says Audra. Nope. Okay, he's a sinful brother, but we like him. Arnas is his name. But yes, if you like my ring and you want one, you just have to whore yourself to Audra and say, how much does he want for it? But we have the brass ones in the shop, but this one is silver. And I already have somebody trying to rip it off my hands and she's not allowed. So I told Audra he might need some of the silver ones in the shop if he wants to try. Brother from another mother. There you go. I like it. Let's see who else missed. I think Roger was here too. Heidi Elisa is here. Amro is here. Yeah, the river is raging. Sorry, it's focusing on other stuff. Let's see. Yes, Audra's teeth are super happy now. She's been to the dentist. She's all swollen, but she's got needle binding to get her through it. Albert says, we have nice weather and I found an Indian beer that looks good. Oh, what's it called? We'll have to try that one with Karl. Karl might be trying some scary beer today. We'll see. And wine, yes, she has her dandelion wine. I still have mine in the fridge. I'm going to open it soon, but I think I'm going to wait because we're going the day after tomorrow. We're going to be in Gdansk for about half a day. And then we'll be on our way to Leeds for Karl's birthday. Let's see if you can see the river over there if I hold it up maybe. The calmer side. Yeah, now it's definitely getting I like that the screen is holding up though. If my camera can keep making things look lighter than it actually is, then maybe we can get 2 more weeks to start outside. But we'll start going inside now. So good news about the VOD stitch. That's the stitch of the month. It's an unusual stitch, but it's actually in that you work through the bottom of the loops and not at the top of the loops. But when you see it anyway, if we break it down, it's not as bad as you think. And then it connects on the back side. Not necessarily B1, but like back middle one, if I can call it that. But Ingela Andersson took a quick peek when she saw VOD stitch. She got all excited and took a quick peek at the YouTube and saw that I was missing some information. So, because I said I don't really know anything about the stitch except for that it's Swedish. So Ingela, being from Sweden and having all the history, said actually she had found that stitch written somewhere, and I don't know if it was from this book or just somewhere else, but she found it somewhere and then sent it to Sanna, the one on Neulakentat who made the video. You can find it on YouTube. It's a VAD stitch, and it'll probably be a much better and more patient tutorial than me. And she does it in Finnish and in English, which means she's doing everything slow and twice, so you can see it. But anyway, so she sent me some information about the stitch so we can look through that a bit. See how pretty it is up there. And again, if I haven't said it before, all that white, that is actually recently fallen rock. So when the rock breaks off, you can see the actual color of the anorthosite mountain. And then the piles of rock at the bottom, that would be the avalanche. So it breaks off around there, and then it, now it's getting a little darker there. Maybe we can see the river down this way if it doesn't get too dark. Yeah, it breaks off the mountain and then it just kind of falls down. But where it breaks off, it's white until the oxygen is exposed, or until it's exposed to oxygen for a long period of time. And that's the bridge we were just on. So imagine when that piece of rock fell off. That is like the size of maybe 4 cars side by side. Maybe 3, maybe 6, I mean. It's pretty big. You can kind of see down there too. I wonder if we have any fish in there. We probably do. I'll ask Karl. And there's the pretty pathway in front of our house. It's disappearing now with the leaves and foliage. I don't know how long we have this house, though. We're just renting. Let's see. I'll come around it up. So how many of you tried this stitch now? It's a little daunting. I noticed that actually the chain of the stitch is the hardest part. So your very first row is the hardest part, but once you connect, everything starts to fall into place. And the second row is much easier than the first, or the third row is much easier than the first and second. Because you have everything lined up on the bottom, you can't mix up the order. But she said I was doing a good job at it, so that's always good. Let's see, I'll turn it this way. There. See, it's a little dark. It shows dark on this side anyway. But should we go find the birthday boy and see if he cleaned off the couch first? Let's see. Pruda says, oh, I also got my favorite needle back after I forgot in Volen during the festival. I have 2 needles that do this. 1 bow needle and 1 tapestry weaving needle. And I keep losing them and they keep turning up again. I mean, I try to lose them, I guess, but they keep finding me back again. So it sounds like you have one of those needles. Let's see. Oops. Nobody does keys anymore. We only do locks. Let's see, we'll go inside. And did you clean off the couch, Karl, so we have a place to sit? Yeah. He said as soon as he did that, the couch got attacked by sharp claws. That's why the couch is usually covered with a pile of blankets, including the one you're sitting on there, though, pal. Okay, then we can sit down here, and then we'll put Karl on so they can actually hear what you're saying. Oh, you're going to have interference between those 2 devices? Let's see. Then I'm going to let you say hi while I get you a beer. I'm going to take off my microphone, though. So, is it better or worse with... Oh, too much light. No, you don't get that much light. So, tell them about the cat update. The one that puked all over here, I see. You didn't catch that, did you?
No, I didn't. But that's...
I'll get you a rag. Okay, cat diplomacy update.
Yeah, no, cat diplomacy, they're getting along pretty well now. The one that was screaming like a lunatic last week is now out of her heat, so she isn't screaming. She's still a pretty vocal cat, but it isn't the insane levels of jammering that was. Silly is still in charge as far as I can ascertain. It seems that it's kind of hard to say where Karl and Fussy come into the hierarchy, because sometimes Fussy stands up to her, but she thinks it's just as fun to fight him as it is to chase him. So she doesn't learn, so she keeps attacking him. And the poor little guy can be sleeping or whatever, and she will still just jump on him. He has some fun fighting her off now because he knows he can, but most of the time he doesn't bother to try. Hey, Karla, come. Yeah, she is right here. She's just... Come on.
Oh, Karla, you mean? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got you maybe a scary beer because it's, Halloween month. So it's going to be backwards for you. Oh, here. The puke is your job. Deal with it, and I'll show off your beer. I've got needle binding on me. Okay, so let's see. We can reveal the clean part, well, what was the clean part of the couch. And I'll put my microphone back on so I'm a little bit more audible. Okay.
This goes in the garbage, presumably.
Yeah, you can just throw that cloth in the garbage. It's one of those not so often used. This is the beer that Karl's going to have. Lofut Pils. So I'm assuming this has something to do with Lofoten. See if I can turn it that way, maybe. It's 4.7 alcohol, which means we got it in a regular store. It's a Pilsner, but Lofut Pils. It's a pretty big one, though, half a liter. And it says it's the taste of nature. Now, the reason this is scary is because we're not... there's a lot of yellow on this can, so who knows. But it says Lofut Pils kremaktig med god fylde og aroma med en antydning av gjær og brød. Wow, that sounds weird. Avslutning lett bitter, tørr og delikat, et resultat av det vannet den brygget av. And I see that it actually is translated in English for us. Taste of pure nature, Lofut Pils, is creamy with good fullness and aroma, with a hint of yeast and bread. You're drinking bread. The finish is slightly bitter, dry and delicate, a result of the water it is brewed from. Roger says, I hope the beer doesn't taste like Le Foot. Could be, you never know. So have a seat, Karl, and see what you say.
Yeah, no. In my experience, the finish can often be bitter, but I've never seen them be dry or delicate.
You want to find a dry, delicate Finlander? We just had one in the village. Here you go. Sami is from Finland, but he's been living in Norway.
He's not dry or delicate.
Maybe. Here you go, glass. And then I'll turn the camera around here. Let's see. There. Oh, still working on my yarn wall over there. We just got home from work, so I'm a little out of breath and running. There was an event in the village.
Oh God, it smells like bread.
It said with a hint.
This is more than a hint.
It's a suggestion?
This is a bakery store, liquid bakery store.
Okay.
Can you smell the bread smell?
Oh yeah, it is. It's like bread and beer. Did you dip the bread or the beer in the bread, or did you dip the bread in the beer?
I just opened it. I've not put anything in it, woman.
Okay, we'll see what you think. I'm going to get this up so I can see chat.
This is odd. Beer should not smell like this.
Okay. Let's see. If you sit a little closer, they can see you.
It very much smells like bakery.
But does it taste like a beer? That's a lot of head on that beer. I probably shook it a little, huh?
No, that's probably because of my poor pouring skills.
So was this from Lofoten, by the way?
If it's called
Lofut
Pils.
Pils. I just insulted the shit out of it. I called it Lufut piss, which means Lufut and piss. But no, go ahead, drink it. Pils, which means like Pilsner.
It's a Pilsner. It's a very mild Pilsner.
Doesn't taste like a Lufut piss now that I've ruined. I'm going to hell. Pills! Gotta get that L in there, people.
It has, I would say, less taste than your ordinary Pilsner.
Yeah.
And Pilsner isn't really the most inspired type of beer to begin with.
It actually says it's from Fiskergata 36, so Fisher Street 36 and 8300 Svolvær.
Yeah, it doesn't
Svolvær,
get...
is that Lofoten?
Yeah, it doesn't get more Lofoten than that.
I've never been. One of these days. 22 hours drive to get to Lofoten, so I have not been there yet. That's from Gudvangen. 24 if you go from Oslo, I believe. So you're not saving much time. And everything is ferry and back road and... So, Lofot piss.
It's very watery.
Is that a Freudian slip then if it's watery? And I called it...
I doubt it.
Okay. How was your day today? I hear you were accosted by Minnesotans.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
But there also... First it was Bulgarians, and then it was Hungarians, and then it was Minnesotans.
Yeah. Let's see. Which one was the most fun, obviously. We don't care about who was the worst, but which is the most fun? I know who was the worst.
I had, on my Hungarian group, I had 2 Americans that were pretty fun.
Yeah. But the group with the kids was obviously the...
Oh, no.
Karl loves kids on his tour.
That was the Bulgarian group. The Bulgarians had 4 toddlers with them.
Yeah. And then...
Toddlers?
And Marie one-upped you with some twins from where?
She had hyperactive Polish twins.
Hyperactive Polish twins. So which is worse?
I think that it depends on the age of the twins, of course. But if they're old enough to actually ask sensible questions and understand what you're saying to them, that's fine.
Yeah, but if they're hyper... Anyway. But yeah, you had a lot of Minnesotans. You even found one that was somewhat related to Duluth, my hometown.
Yeah, but that's not that unusual. You see the purple Viking with the horns.
Minnesota Vikings.
But you happen to be from Minnesota. In 100% of cases so far, if they carry that emblem, they are from Minnesota. It's not like somebody from Michigan would pretend to be from Minnesota for whatever reason.
It all depends if they're Upper Peninsula Michigan or mainland Michigan. No, actually, they wouldn't pretend. They're everybody's usually very proud to be where they're from. So, Nikki would just like to remind to you, toddlers are people too.
No, they're not. They are a project under development. When they are like 6 or 7, we can talk, literally.
I like that one. By the way, hi, Nikki, and Max is here as well. He says, what's kvass? I've never heard of it before. What's kvass?
Context.
I have to find it. Let's see. Audra says, I made kvass from bread and it... I think I know what that is. And it really seems like you're drinking liquid bread. It's a shame that the kvass turned out to be very strong with a lot of alcohol.
It's something like quake.
Yeah, I think so. I suspect so, but we'll see what Audra says then. It tasted bready, but good. There it goes. Pruda did a link to kvass. Should we take a look and see what she found out? Because I have you. Let's see. Kvass is fermented as a fermented cereal-based low alcoholic beverage of cloudy appearance and sweet sour taste. Isn't that the stuff Ivar brings down for us to make?
No, that's quake. But what he brings down is basically like a yeast culture that you use to brew things from. I believe, but this isn't something I've actually spent any time doing. I'm just kind of overhearing what people are saying about it.
Yeah. The way Raymond is here, I forgot to say. Yeah, I know I did say that actually. I was mixing it up with Robert. Raymond Roberts and Robert Reynolds. I don't know. I think you guys have to get together and like merge your names together in a Brangela sort of way. Because I keep.
But one of them is the bunny guy, and the other
One of
one
them
is
is the
not
bunny.
the bunny
One
guy.
of them is from Australia, down under, and the other one is from right side up in
Let's
Scotland.
just call them the bunny guy and the other one.
Or the other one. No, we got down under and Highlander.
The bunny guy and the Highlander. Fine.
Bunny guy and the Highlander guy. By the way, Gwendy the Shower is here. Hey, I don't know if you saw them. No, they were really quick through the village. They're from Belgium as well. She says, "Hi, Karl. Next time we will bring some Belgian beer for you."
Hmm.
His Belgian network is expanding, and Raymond says, "Bunny." Let's see. I'm reading backwards here, though. I got to read the right way through. Yeah, the mountain looks beautiful. Thank you. I like the mountains here. Oh, by the way, sharing chocolate. Whoever heard of such a thing? Remind me. I have to go get some chocolate. Audra gave me some chocolate too, which I have to share. Although according to them, I don't have to share. So maybe you just get to look at it. Let's see. Here it is. No, I've been waiting because I forgot to pick up the pack. It came on Saturday last week, and I forgot to pick it up. So I have to wait all year, or all week, I mean. Look, I found more headphones. You have like 3 of these that you keep losing. So she got me, and of course it's backwards. Chocolate with cherry, and chocolate with, I'm not sure, looks like a nut, but I'll show it the right way around here. Let's see, if we put it like that and that might work. These are the chocolates that she got us. Of course, there's a casting a shadow on one. Judosis, I forget what that's per, I'm not saying that correctly anyway, but it's Lithuanian. One of them is 85%.
Isn't it dark or something?
Dark, I think it was.
It's on
Dark
bear
chocolate.
too, so it's what is a good descriptor both for bear and chocolate.
That was one. I've seen that word a lot now. And then this one is, well, it looks like cherry, but...
Cherry butt?
Cherry butt. Worst combination, says Audra. I'm assuming that came in before the cherry butt. We're having cherry butt and Lufoot piss. I'm so sorry. It's not a good day for us today. But we have to try both of these. This one, no. What is this one? It looks like some sort of a thing off of a plant gave birth to a crap ton of nuts. What is that thing? It's a plant that we don't have around here. Or do we? It's like a big-ass cocoa bean with a lot of baby cocoa beans.
Maybe it's just a straight-up cocoa bean. I don't know.
Straight-up cocoa bean. All right. For those who read Lithuanian. It's a cocoa bean. It is okay, so it's a big cocoa bean with a whole bunch of baby cocoa beans inside. We will taste it, and if we die, no, you know why. Just cocoa, says Audra. That other one is with cranberries. Oh, yeah. Cranberries will be good. Okay. We probably should clean the house. Okay.
So cranberries is the butt cherries.
Cranberries is the butt cherries. Okay. Would you like to try cocoa bean afterbirth or butt cherries? Which one do you want to try?
Either one. There is some kind of cat diplomacy going on
The
in the
cat
kitchen.
figured out that the bag over there has pumpkins in it because they have pumpkin in the grocery store this week. My little American has begged the tiny grocery store from the middle of nowhere in Norway, and said, "Can you please get some pumpkins in?" So now we're making pumpkin soup tonight. Okay. This one has given birth to cherries. Or cranberry. Taste. There you go. I'm excited. Chocolate. Don't know why I'm missing a tooth. Oh, it's good. Cranberries is like the one berry I like. Can't have too much of it, but of course, because it gets too sweet. So I'll have another.
Karl?
Oh, yum. It's pretty too. I don't know how much you can see it in there, but yeah. Anne says, I have to meet up here with Audra to exchange good chocolates. Oh my gosh. It's on. It's not just about who's got the better beer now, Lithuania and Belgium, but now the Belgium is taking almost an insult to the Lithuanian chocolate. Belgian chocolate, oh, this is going to be good. I need you guys to write a blog on this.
Karla, come.
But they're both really, really good. Okay, and then we'll try this one. The one with the cocoa bean giving birth to baby cocos. Oh, that was really good. I like that one. It was not too bitter. Doesn't taste good with your loofootis.
No, it's not a great combination. But on the other hand, this is so watery that now it tastes super bitter, which is actually an improvement.
Here, we'll wash it down with baby cocos. Baby cocoa beans. Ooh, it's a big piece. Oh, look how dark that is. It's just like solid. They look so good. Yeah, no, it pays to suck up to the right Lithuanian. It's so, look up here. There's like not even an air bubble in there. Nope, you can't have it, Audra. I mean, not Audra. You can't have it, Audra. No, you can't have it, Karla. We're going to have to name the next cat Audra. Oh, God, please no more cats. 3 is enough. You going to bring her out to say hi?
Yeah.
I'm going to put this away for now because I will eat it all. And I haven't had enough food in my stomach to take a sugar high right now.
No, that she is not screaming like a maniac anymore. She is a very pleasant animal to have around.
By the way, Osman was watching last week and sent a little videos of his daughter watching the kitty on the phone, and she was waving hi. So the cat has to wave hi to Osman's daughter. Hi. So now we know when she sees later that the cat said hi to her. It was such a cute little video of her waving at the screen. So we have to wave bye, or not hi. We have to wave hi, not bye, to her. Kitty! Look at everyone going kitty, kitty, kitty. So Karla is 6.5.
Yeah.
And she's no longer horny. So she's. Oh my God! If you ever didn't know it, Karl is a cuddler. And he's very few people that he'll allow. He won't cuddle me, but he'll cuddle the cat. I mean, he'll cuddle me, but he won't let anyone see it. But look at Karl. You're a little softy. Who knew Gandalf had it in him? But yeah, the heat thing's going pretty good. Okay, so let's catch up on chat a little bit, and then we'll play with the VOD stitch that I was talking about earlier. Because Ingela sent me some information I have to read. Okay, let's see. Oops, I went way too far back. 10 Mini Coopers, says Raymond. What is he referring to? Oh, the fire. Yeah, oh my God, Prude, that was pretty scary. I showed you the pictures of the... Did I show you the picture? No, I didn't, the fire thing.
The fire thing.
Fire thing. She was in Volin, and they had like a big fire pit in the middle of a hall. But it's... made with clay, pretty much. Probably, anyway, lined with clay, but the clay might have some cracks in it because there's wood on the sides, anyway, to sustain it. Sustaining walls and wood, anyway, and somehow the sidewall started to catch on fire, but they caught it before it spread any further than the sidewall. And so they suspect there might be a crack in the clay. Let's see. It's a boulder the size of a large rock. We were talking about the ones out there. Says we were talking about how huge it was. It was Peruda. Albert said, I have done a 40K purchase of a Death Corpse of Krieg Battle Box, so my Krieg army is growing. Krieg or whatever, I'm not sure if I said that right, but...
Krieg is correct.
Krieg is correct. We are getting into that season where you might need to paint a figure, Karl.
Yeah, no,
For those of you who don't know, Warhammer 40K is Karl's... It's basically like yarn is to me. Warhammer 40K is to Karl. There's books and... So you might have to paint some figures. First he has to assemble the figures, then he has to paint them. So far he's assembled the figures.
Not even close.
Nope, not even that. Okay, well he's assembled some of them, and some of them got primered, and I think 4 are completely painted.
Something like that.
It's been over a year. Meanwhile, that isn't even a dent on my yarn stash. I have bins and bins and bins full of yarn. But the ones that I'm putting up on the wall there, those are the ones I need to focus on getting rid of first. They're perfect for Nalbinding hats. So if I put them there, then I will see them and I will want to use them instead of buying new yarn because I'll already see that I have a crap ton. So far it's working. I think I haven't bought very much yarn at all this year. So that's good. Except for a couple I had to try, of course, some new ones.
Yeah. As you probably noticed, the cat is paying a lot of attention to what's going on up there.
The other cat.
If you turn the camera a little bit, you will see what she is focusing on.
Cat number 2. She's watching him. Yeah, and all the Warhammer stuff. And some painting stuff. It's dark as night where Audrey is, by the way. I can believe it now. It's completely black outside. Well, it's hard to tell. It looks completely black outside, but that's because you can't see the sky from in here. You can only see rock. Any window you look out of, it's just mountain, 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 mountain. So you have to do like this to see the sky. Let's see.
I keep explaining to tourists that in about a month at 4 o'clock it will be so dark it doesn't matter if I'm guiding you here or in my bathroom with the lights off.
Yeah.
And I kind of get the impression that they don't really believe me.
Oh, but they will. It's getting really dark out now.
No, they won't, because they will be back in Transylvania or wherever the hell they come from before that happens.
Well, the Minnesotans should believe you because we do end up going to work in the dark and coming home in the dark, just not for as long as you guys are doing it. By the way, Gwendy was wondering, hoping we did okay with the storm. We got lucky. We didn't get much damage here. It was actually kind of a little disappointing. We were expecting way, way more damage because this is what we like to talk about for years and years and years. But so far, I think just a trailer overturned and took a private car with it. But that was on the other side of the river where the hotel is. And we just had a couple of trees down and the internet went out in one. But that's it. Not even the shield stayed on the wall. One gate got blown out, but that's better than like the fences.
It's hard for me to talk about this without sounding a little bit arrogant, but the thing you call extreme weather around here, where I'm from, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's not even noticeable.
No. I saw some people were calling it hurricane or translating it to hurricane. It is not a hurricane. It's just an extreme storm. Florida would laugh at us right now.
Well,
it's just a little windy for the Floridians.
The terms typhoon and hurricane is kind of dependent on where in the world you are.
Yeah.
So the typhoons are in Asia and the hurricanes are in somewhere. But you also, in Norwegian terminology for wind force, the level above storm is called orkan, which translates to hurricane.
Yeah, orkan, yeah.
So if it is more than this and that many meters per second, it's hurricane. And sometimes in this valley we have gusts of wind that are that strong. We don't have continuous wind that are that strong.
I would say it's comparable to the November gales. For those of you from the lake district, the lake area, when you get November gales, really strong wind that's capable of throwing ice and docking or beaching big tall ships, that's what we got. Basic gale force winds. Radisby says, "You got a haircut." He got them all cut. Nope. Next time we're gonna comb our hair a little bit more often, weren't we? No, you got skam clipped, as we call it in Norwegian, which means a shameful haircut. But it's growing back actually quite quickly. But I was happy that we were able to keep some length to it. So, let's see. Karl is shorn.
Yeah, by the Norwegian definitions, orkan translates to hurricane. It's when the wind is more than 32.6 meters per second, which is the same as 118 kilometers per hour, or 63 knots, which is more or less 63 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, that could be. Yeah, that's gale force winds. Nikki says, "I'm tired because I stayed up reading PJ Lightning's book, almost finished." Good job. How do you like it, by the way? One of these days I'm going to sit down and read something longer than a magazine article. And I really, I want to read her books, but I hear they're really good. So that PJ will be very happy about that. Also, Nikki noticed that she missed the glass. Do you want to tell her about the glass that once had beer in it? This is one of the new ones that Karl got from one of our suppliers. They brought him a glass because he's such a huge fan of the glass. Although I noticed, because you didn't rinse your beer out right away, you've got this little ring from some darker beer, like a stout. But it is not on this side. It's not on this side. It's got a little crack that it found its way in there. Somewhere there's like a little bubble or a hole anyway, and so it filled up in there, and then it just settled. So you have to rinse them immediately because I've been trying to soak that out. But your glass, yeah. It looks like this is the one, when I saw the great, well, I forget what it called, Blåside in Norwegian anyway.
This is the Frankish one, I believe.
I think it's the Frankish one. But you can see there's, there you go, like a little, there's a little effect to the glass. So what they do is they take a bunch of rods, glass pipes kind of like this, and then they roll it around each other and shape a glass out of it. So the glass goes smooth, but you can still see the pattern of the, when I turn it anyway, it kind of goes like cross-hatching against each other, but they're all just going like this. It was a really cool effect to see on that. There was some reality show called Blåside in Norwegian, which means, it's a play on words anyway, but technically it means blow in it, but the Blåside just means like, forget about it. You know, the show where they like to talk about glory holes.
Yeah.
It's a good show though, but I learned a lot of things anyway. So.
You particularly have an affinity for shows where they like to talk about glory holes. They do it in the gold mining thing.
We're watching the gold mining one too, yeah, Gold Rush, and they're also talking about glory holes, which is something different. It's for one, it's a furnace when it comes to glass blowing. But if you have like an old waterfall that has been like gone for a long time ago anyway, the way the waterfall would go is it would carry all the gold with it, and it would hit at the bottom of the waterfall where the water starts to do this and then rolls out again. But the gold would settle in this area, which is a little bit lower than the rest of the river. So what they were doing as they were digging through for gold, they would try to find an old river where maybe there was an old waterfall, and then find an old glory hole. That's actually what that's called, the glory hole. So there's now 2 different meanings to glory hole, and the third meaning I'm not telling you.
And when she says that we are watching, she means she is watching it over there.
He's just an innocent bystander that's watching, but I said glory hole again.
I'm sitting here either playing computer games or trying to watch some kind of Warhammer or history-related thing on my phone. And then I hear her go, he's such an idiot. And then I have to go, okay, who's an idiot and what did he do? And then it turns out there is this guy with no business acumen whatsoever who just does stupid shit all the time.
Just keeps digging and digging and digging.
I only have her perspective of it, but I think he might be somewhat incompetent.
PJ Lightning's book is called Falling Shadows. Yeah, you can get it. Redisby was asking and Nikki answered. You can get it on Amazon, actually. Just look for PJ Lightning, or she's got lots of books. Yeah, and then Pruda has a link in the comments or in the chat, the Google Reads linked, so you could see it. Karin can make anything dirty. Guilty. So tell us about your glory hole, Karl. Anyhow, so I'm glad you like the glass. It's fixed. It's made in a glory hole.
I'm not gold mining or glass blowing woman.
Okay, so we got Joan Lightning is what it's written under, as PJ is Joan Lightning. There we go. PJ says they're all on Amazon under Joan Lightning, but yeah, PJ's the author. Parent Star is here. I learned something new today. Thank you. I'll have to share that with my friends to get a good laugh. Yep, so 2 correct definitions for glory hole. The third one we're not going to mention. You won't find it under PJ Lightning. I actually used her name, Joan Lightning. Okay, so look that one up. Okay, then I'm going to find you the thing that, this stitch that we're going to do. Ingela sent me some reading material. Let's see. I have to open it up. This was really cool. There's an article in a book. The book is called Nalbinding. I'm going to have to do it this way so you can see. Okay. So you can try to find this book if you want. Sörmlandsbygden. It's S-Ö. There's an O with 2 dots if you didn't see. Sörmlandsbygden. And in this book from 2011, they are featuring that stitch. And there's a whole article. It might be out of order. Vantarna i garderoben, which means the mittens in the closet.
You should warn people that it's in Swedish.
But look at, yeah, it's in Swedish. They can handle it. Everybody can Google these days. But this one is a null-bound mitten with an example of decorative addition on it in the form of embroidery. And kavelfrans, the fringe, with the little fringe on the side there. Idé och utförande av Lillemor Boman. The idea and the execution of it was done by Lillemor, which is cute. It means little mother Boman. I think that's the same as the Norwegian Veslemor, which also means like a dear mother, or something
but
sweet mother.
Also, Lille is also correct for bokmål.
Yeah.
So you would have some people in the east southern part of Norway that is used the Lillemor.
Yeah. And Radisby says there's a lot of people that collects needle-binding books. She hasn't seen this one before. You can ask Ingela where she found it. This is also a fingervante, which means a finger glove. And it has a code for it. It also has the same binding. So these ones are both, I don't know how much I can zoom on here. Yeah. It's made with that stitch. But this looks like the right side where I was showing you where those rows get kind of squished together. And this one looks like it's been felted. It's more flattened. So it could be, you would have the same effect if you had felt it or worked afterwards.
You know that Attila, as in Attila the Hun, means small father.
No, I did not. Yes, I did actually. I think they covered that in a movie.
Yeah, we don't know at all what the Huns called him. But we know what the Germanic people that served as mercenaries and kind of vassal troops for him called them. And that translates to small father.
Oh, okay.
There
we can see this one. Tumvatten, which means the thumb mitten, from Vad, Eskiltuna, and this is the find. So it was found in Vad, which actually means what in Swedish, but Vad. Tumvatten, so the thumb mitten was found from Vad at the Eskiltuna, which is Eskil's farm. Ägaren av dessa grova arbetsvantar var förd I I have to think about 77. But anyway, the owner of these roughly worked, I think that says grova, but roughly worked mittens, was born in 1877. Och hette August Alfred Andersson, and his name was August Alfred Andersson. Vantarna har en utpräglat randig struktur eftersom nya maskor plockas från avigsidan nedanför kantmaskorna. Se även en fingervanten på sida 74. Anyway, the mittens are, I'm not sure what utpräglat means. Do you want to guess? En utpräglat randig structure. It is like a something structure.
It's utpräglat in Norwegian. It means
randig struktur.
It's an obvious and typical randy structure. I don't know what the fuck.
Randy is not the British meaning of randy, by the way. Structure. Because the new stitches are utpräglat means distinguished. I like it.
That's actually a really good translation.
Because it is a very distinguished structure. You'll see this in a moment too, though. With the new stitches are stitched on the avigsidan. I would assume that is on the back side before the lower than the edge stitches. So it's kind of pushing this ridge forward. And then as you can see the actual thing on page 74. So this is Ingela who had found this information for us. I'm really happy about
on
that.
On the Swedish mitten on all sides.
Tumvanten frabon, the thumb mitten from Vad. There you can kind of see how it's made. We'll go through this. It's I always found drawings a little bit hard to understand, but we'll show it to you. And it shows, and they're basically talking about how it's being bound. And here's another one that's working on it. There's some different kind of needles. These ones are in bone, in wood, I mean. Tumvanten, DSLH 42, or the thumb mitten DSLH 42. 42 tillverkad I Småland. It is made in Småland, or worked in Småland. which is a part of Sweden. Blommönstren har, this one I think we've seen somewhere online. The flower pattern har åstadkommits genom att färgat garn tovas i en bottengarnet. Let's see if we can show that. Let's see, there we go. Got a little zoomed up for you there. The flower mönstren has åstadkommits. What's åstadkommits? Genom att färgat garn through the colored yarn is felted in bottengarnet, the bottom yarn. But you can see it's worked in, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm reading there, but you can see it's stitched right in. They just changed the color. And then it's felted a bit.
You called it what now?
Åstadskommits. The flower mittens are lovely. Yeah, those are quite pretty the way they did that.
Åstadskommits. It's obviously translates to crime scene comets.
You suck, Karl.
Am I wrong?
Nalbinding, en handlingsburen teknik, handwork technique. Let's see, next page here. Konsten av nalbinding, and here they're talking about the construction of nalbinding, or the art of nalbinding, sorry. Lokala varianter, local varieties. Here's some more you can see. Ökningen, which is increasing. Let's try to zoom this in maybe, that'll help. Okay. That's ökning, which basically they've been in there before. You can see the loop has gone through there before, so they're just making one more in the same loop. Minsking, which is decreasing. Here they're taking the next two together. So it's pretty much like you do on most needle binding. And the same concept for knitting crochet. Uppläggning. To start your chain, they start differently than I did. I just went and put 3 stitches on the needle and started going. If you don't like the way the beginning looks, you can just pick out the beginning or cut it off. So whatever you do to get going, just get going. And then they're showing more of how they connect. This is not the way that I connected.
How old is this book? It kind of looks...
2011. It said on the front, I believe. Here we are. This is another one. Nytillverkad mud bundet som vantparet från Näshulta. This is the Näshulta one. I think they were calling the Näshulta stitch, but I'm not sure if that's the Näshulta stitch. Well, it's definitely not the vad stitch. It would be unless it was on the wrong side, maybe. But this one also says newly made wrist warmer bound from Näshulta NM. It has a number. Ulla von Kelsing på BB skänkte dessa till Nordiska museet. Ulla von Kelsing from BB sent these. Sent these to the Nordic Museum in 1933. Here's where they're talking about the thumb opening.
So, von Helsing,
from Näshulta. Näshulta is also, there's a stitch called Näshulta stitch.
So, von Helsing donated Dracula's gloves to the University of Jönköping or whatever the fuck.
Absolutely. And then we have the Jomsviking. Jomsviking, let's see. Varstavanten. This is another mitten. Okay. And then Stormlandska bindingar. Yeah, these are different variations, I think. I didn't get to read through the whole thing. I need to do that. That one might not show up too well because it's got a 2-colored rag pattern, which sometimes doesn't do well on TV. Before one begins to nullbind. And then
that's the final evidence that the Swedish are deformed.
Because they have 2 really big, they have 3 thumbs?
Yep.
No. But this one almost looks like a knit base. This one says tvåfingervanten, the 2-finger mitten. Sammanbindningen som varstavanten with the same stitch as the varstavanten. The sky is getting lighter now, says Nikki, 6:43 apparently, so in 20 minutes Saturday morning is officially here. Vulcan Mittens says, that's right. No, sorry, this way. It's the Vulcan. Can you do that? I can barely do that. Not in those mittens, you can't. And then it talks about the yarn length and the size and the measurement of the mittens. Then there's some more here. This is the way it looked like when we were doing it. No, I mean Sunday. Coffee is loading. I like that. And then it talks about the Nashult mitten. Yeah, and then some more literature that you could read. You can put that there for those who were wondering for books and things. Okay, I'm not sure what stitch that mitten was made of, assuming maybe 2+2 or Mom stitch. Is that for, that was what Max was referring to of something further up. Perrin Star says, I've made a pair of mittens with split fingers. They call them Yoda mittens because they're green. Oh, I like that name for it. Okay, let's see if I get this on the, turn around and set this down on the couch here, so try not to get it to tip over. That's just not the easiest setup I have here. Okay, and then we point the camera, oops, downward and turn on my dirty, dusty couch. Have to work on that. Okay, so we have, this is the yarn I've been using now for this one. It's this has been ripped out of something. You can see it's a little kinked, but it's been a while ago. But this is not too thick. It is a Lopi yarn, by the way. It's not too thick, but it's not too thin, but it seems to be doing okay. Because I restarted. I've been needle binding. I made a hat. I started a new hat out of Balder, which is Oslo stitch. Nothing to do with the stitch we're learning today. But to use up some of the yarn on the wall, there's another hat, but this is out of reclaimed wool. Used to be a sweater. And then I made little wristlets, and I just did row with mohair on the end, so it's very lacy. If you can see through there, but it kind of has a cool little effect with it, and I didn't know what else to do with this mohair. But anyway, so there you go. I did some stuff. This I made actually when it was still September, so this was my brown project too, by the way. But I haven't started a black project yet. Okay, but anyway, I just need my needle out of this. Yes, I used way too much yarn, I see. Who else has yarn birth going on? Let's see. Ah, there we go. And then I pulled it the wrong way. Okay, needle is free. Then I have to find my project that I was working on in it. Let's see. I'll keep looking at this for a second. I thought I had it on the table here. You can just stare at my yarn. I thought I had it on the table here, but I think I left it. You went to get a different beer? You're not happy with your
Yeah, we already had all of it.
Lofotibis?
It was water, so it was easy to drink.
It was nothing compared to your usual Belgian. It was only 4.7%. What the heck did I do with it? I had like a whole piece, but I think maybe when the cats were playing it fell down. Let's see if it fell on the floor.
You're just showing off yarn?
No, well, right now I'm just showing off yarn until you knock the thing over.
Do you want me to knock the thing over?
No, but you can say hi. I'm looking for my sample that I was needle binding. There it is. I thought it was in the bag when I went over there, and then I realized everything else but, so I got to show off other needle binding.
I don't know how to turn the thing.
Nope, that's for
experts
like me. Okay, here we go. Now let's hope it doesn't tip over and keep it pointed down. This is my sample so far. But you can see these ridges because it is connecting. This is my end stitch up here. Yeah, here's my end stitch, and you can see it goes underneath the last loop and not on top. So it's easy to confuse which one it is, which end you're starting on. So a little word to the wise, you should probably put a little knot on the end of the wrong end so that you're not tempted to attach yarn to the wrong end. But it is connected through, it's almost as good as black yarn, it's hard to see. These are your normal stitches where you would connect F1 if you did. But you are not connecting even B1, which would be, or back one, because it's not this one. It's this long one. So it's kind of like the back middle one is where you're connecting. But because you're connecting there, it forces this edge outward. So you get a very distinguished, as they were saying, is a really good word for that, yeah. Distinguished edge on it. It almost looks like if you wanted to make scrunched up looking leg warmers, this would be the way to go. So I can see, now the only way that they would have had that disappear is if they were felting it, and it might disappear a little bit. But I have to say, I actually prefer the backside. It looked kind of cool. So this is the stitch, the vod stitch. And I have to attach some new yarn here. I have to burp. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'll be enough. And spit splice, because you all want to see what my spit looks like. Notice how sexy my Nalbinding looks with this ring from Audra. It's how you make it. You have a sexy thumb. So now she's not the only one with a sexy thumb. I have a sexy thumb too. Yay! Let's see. There, and then hopefully I didn't give myself an extreme amount of yarn to work with. I took half what I normally do, so I don't have to pull forever on here. Okay, so now I'm going to be careful because my splice isn't very good. So you're connecting just with this back one here. It's a little hard to see with this yarn. The long loop in the back. And then this stitch, you're not working through the tops, or the back of the thumb, you're working at the bottom of these. So you know the next loops, 1, 2, 3. So you're going through the bottom of the 3 loops as you're working on the top. And then you turn, and this string goes on front. And I like to catch it on my thumb anyway. I usually do that with all stitches to make sure that my stitches are even. Sorry, I had a mess there. So that it's a size to my thumb.
Oh, this is a bit interesting.
What did you find?
YouTube has the recommendations for shorts that I think I might want to see.
Yeah?
And they're recommending this one.
Ah, how to pick a fight. How Vikings pick a fight. How many is that up to now? That's one of our shorts. You and Runa are picking a fight. So yeah, you go through under the stitch.
It only has 768 views.
No, it hasn't. We haven't really pushed around here. Let's see. You have to turn your phone on. There you go. Homie, give me your phone. This is one of the reels. Hopefully now that you can see. That's Karl and Runa picking a fight with some Marilyn Manson music going on in the background. It's one of the reels. We have to make a whole bunch of those now that winter is coming. We'll have hopefully more time to do on YouTube. YouTube's AdSense says we're not active enough. So then, yes, pick up the long one in the back. So basically back middle one. And then the next 3 loops you pick from the underside. Turn it upwards, put the working yarn in front, and pull through. So if you just focus on, yeah, Runa, Heidi gives you a thumb up, Runa's sister. She said that one goes, fight, fight. So if you're just going to make a chain with a stitch, we did find out that because you're not connecting, you're just doing these, you should not mix up those stitches. Like, don't let it go out of order when you pick it up. It has to be the end 3 loops. And you always have to make sure that the yarn is in front. That's where I was going wrong last week. But once your chain is done, you can connect and it gets much easier. And if your first row is messed up, you can always cut off the first row once you get going. So there we go. The bottom 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn upwards, put the yarn in front. This is vod. So it's kind of scary because it's a different way. Everybody's used to working behind your thumb, etc. But in this case, we're working at the bottom of the row. So picking up from the middle one in the back, right to left, and then scoop up the bottom of the next 3 loops. Tilt it this way, put the working yarn forward. So if you break it down, it's really not that bad. But it does have an interesting look to it. You could do like 80s leg warmers with this, though. It'll have that, scrunched up look that we all wanted in the 80s. They know who they are. The 80s people who grew up in the 80s or went to high school in the 80s like I did. Let's see, there you go, back one. Then, let's see, get that yarn out of the way. 1, 2, 3. And then put the yarn forward. I have not found a quick way of doing this yet. Yeah, that book was a Sörmlandsbygd, which means Sörmlands township, I think, in Swedish.
Village.
Village. There we go. So we're going to play with this all month. And see, one of the things that if you don't actually have the yarn in front, then it would go over here, and then you'll see there's a screw up, so you can still kind of fix it by making sure it goes under. Sounds like the cats are making you a nice little present in the kitchen. There's a lot of scratching going on in there.
Yep.
There you go. You got my one connection under the 3. Yarn forward, pull through. Pruda says, Peach, I'm going to blame your dragon for seeing the house in Volin on fire. Well, that's better than taking any responsibility for it. You got to blame people.
What do you think, Peruda is the pyromaniac?
No, Pruda's not the pyromaniac. But now that we're at the end of our summer season, or the main season in Gudvangen, then all the summer help goes home, and we're left with the year-round employees. So this is the time where you find something is wrong. You have a whole bunch of people you can blame because they're not here anymore. Doesn't matter if they're guilty or not. You just have to blame the ones that aren't here. Let's see. Then there you can kind of see it a bit better. This edge row, that's where you normally would be picking up, but you're picking up from the long loops right behind it. So it's like back, middle, 1. 1, 2, 3 from the bottom. So when I made my chain, if I get another yarn, let's see. Oof. Cat interference.
You can see.
He's showing off a dreadlock. You need to... Seriously, cat?
Come here.
Sörmland isn't a village, but a very large area, laugh out loud. Okay, see, there we go. I didn't even get that correct. No, but that was the name of the book, was Sörmlandsbygd, I believe, if I go back. Let's see.
I believe Bygd
Bygda was township in Norwegian, though.
It's
Bygden. Okay, so, but yeah, I would think.
Yeah, that's translatable to village.
If I flip it upwards here. There. Yeah, because in Norwegian, Bygde, B-Y-G-D-A, actually, would be the village. Bygd is more like an area. Okay.
Might be.
But it says 2011 is the book, so...
Swedish and Norwegian very often have similar words that means completely opposite things.
Yeah, like rolig.
Yeah. In Norwegian it means calm. In Swedish it means fun.
Yeah. I remember my friend was telling me when I was working at SFO, an after-school thing, where kids go after school anyway. Before they go home, they can go and get together with some other friends. It's kind of like a school thing, but not quite. But latchkey, it's not really a latchkey either. But anyway, when I was working there, my friend Minna would say, "Det måste vara roligt att jobba med barna. It must be calm to work with children." And then we'd say, "Nej, det är inte roligt att jobba med barna. No, it is not calm to work with children." But actually, no, the Swedish rolig in Norwegian, R-O-L-I-G, means calm, but in Swedish it means funny or fun, like morsomt. Yeah. Or gøy in Norwegian. Gøy eller morsomt. Yeah, so it's cute. Okay, let's see if I use
the Swedish word pular also means something completely different.
Oh my God. We're not going to go into that definition, are you?
Well,
P-U-L-A-R.
In Swedish it means like I don't know if you have a clear Norwegian translation, if you translate it correctly, because it means like doing something. He's, I'm tempted to say dicking around is a good translation of the Swedish word pular. So, if you ask for a Swedish guy and the parent says, no, he's, han är nere I källaret och pular med sina kompisar. That word in Swedish means that he is down in the basement
Screwing.
doing around with doing
Dicking
something.
around with his friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But in Norwegian, it would directly mean that he is fucking his buddies in the basement.
I'm so sorry. Not for children. Not for children. You had to pick that one out of all the. I mean, Ruli was a better example, but no. Let's talk about Pula.
Oh no, there are many examples of this, but it's just that the Swedish don't know how to talk properly.
No. You're horrible. I learned Swedish before Norwegian, but it's been 28 years now since I've been moved to Norway.
That's true for you and most Swedish people, but it's still wrong.
Not for kids, says Raymond. Always good to have Raymond there with the disclaimers. Let's see. Okay, so this is how I started. This is a much thicker yarn. It might be a little confusing because it's a 2-ply, so one stitch can look like 2. Just to keep that in mind. But anyway, I made a knot. That's how I usually start, with a pretzel knot. And then put on my thumb, but I need 3 loops, so I did 1. Let's see. Look how sexy this looks with that ring. So old one, new one, and I need 1 more. Pick up your beer before it spills on the floor.
It's empty.
And yeah, but I just need one. It smells, so no, not even a drop. Okay. Old one. Our 3rd one, 2nd one, 1st loop. New one is there. So now that I had it started, this can be a little tricky. You have to keep them in this order. If the loop goes up, it is not on my thumb anymore, and you go under these 3. Then turn it, and this loop goes on top. And then you have to try to hold all this together. If your start isn't good, just get going, and you can cut it out afterwards. Now, this is my new loop, and I have to kind of keep track. So, new loop, 2nd loop, 3rd loop, twist, and this yarn goes forward. So this wasn't how they started in the book, but this is how I started it. And then again, you can see it wants to move forward, but don't allow it. You have to keep the order straight. New loop, 2nd loop, 3rd loop. When you already have a row done, like on this one, it's already bound, so you can easily see which one is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd loop because it's held in place by other stitches, but you can't do that when it's a chain row. So you kind of have to hold it all together. But again, you can cut off the 1st row if you don't like it. And I wanted to catch that on my thumb. There we go. Then 1st loop, 2nd loop, 3rd loop. Did I do that right? Yeah, that's the 1st loop. 1st loop, 2nd loop, 3rd loop. And the yarn goes forward. Cat on the play! Cat on the play. And he's got long hair too. It's always the long-haired cat that wants to play next to my wool. Because he gets stuck.
You are annoying the Americans, so just stay here with me.
1st loop, 2nd loop, 3rd loop. Put the yarn forward. So when you break it down, it's not that bad. It's just the one connection, but we've gotten used to different connections now from the last couple of months. 1st loop, 2nd loop, 3rd one. So the only thing you have to get used to is working at the bottom of the loops instead of the top. But yeah, as I found out after all this stress trying to get my... See, there's I messed up a loop. You can see that this is there's something wrong right there. That's because I messed up my order or I forgot to put the yarn in front, something or other. But you know what, if you want, just blow right past it and then force it when you're on the 2nd row. And then just cut off that 1st row and pretend it never existed. It'll be our little secret. I'm going to pull this apart though because I need this yarn to finish that hat. 3, flip up, this goes forward. Running out of length here. 1st loop. So we're getting a little needle binding heavy, but that's because it's winter. So do you have any Viking questions for Karl while I edit? Karl is turning 50 on Monday. He's going to finally look his age. And then we're going to go to Leeds. We leave on Monday. We come back on Thursday, but we have to spend pretty much a night at the airport in Gdansk en route. And we're just going to go to the Royal Armouries Museum over the next 2 days that we're there. And then we come back because he wants to see the gladiator exhibit before it's taken down. That was his make-a-wish for turning 50. The look on his face. Yes, so Karl's make-a-wish was to see the gladiator exhibit at the Royal Armouries Museum before it was gone, ever since he realized they were building a gladiator exhibit. So we're going to make Karl's wish come true and fly him on a red-eye through Poland. My friend was like, it's okay, there's got to be a bar open in Poland at the airport. You have to be able to let them on the plane in the morning. Yeah, but tell them about your Edda issue.
How many YouTube shorts have we seen of drunk Karens trying to get on planes?
Yeah, no, so we're not going to let you have any Belgians.
Do you think I'm the problem here?
I'm not the one that's drinking. You're a happy drunk. No, you're a fucking puddle and you can't talk and stand upright. I've seen you try to walk and there was like where the gravel changed to grass and you're like lifting your foot up a whole meter into the air to compensate for the little bit of a height difference. That was an interesting one. He's like, let me know when we need to go down and talk to the gods for this ceremony. I'm like, Karl, we just came from there. Okay, but let me know when we're going to go talk to the gods. That was probably the worst I've ever seen you. Okay, so there you go. There is your row. I can see that I did it really well. I've got all these little squares or diamonds up at the top. Except for there, I did something wrong, but I'm not going to pick it back up. You can see there it clearly did something wrong. It's very twisty, but that is because I either didn't go under the leader yarn or I mixed up my loop. But I could just keep going, and if I didn't care about my yarn, I could just cut it from there. Today's the trunk or treat event. I like that idea, by the way. Max says, I better go get dressed up and put on my Halloween makeup. Oh, what are you going to be, Max? Trunk or treat is kind of a new concept. It came after I left the United States, but because some people or neighborhoods may be worried about kids going trick-or-treating at strangers' houses, etc., whatever, or just because they live too far out and that they maybe don't have too many neighbors to trick-or-treat with, but they all show up in a parking lot and open up their trunk, and the trunk can be decorated for Halloween. I'm just going to rip this apart now. And you can go trick-or-treating from car to car to car in the parking lot. I think that's a nice idea. Trunk or treat. That was kind of a cute thing. I had to look that up a couple of years. I didn't know what that was. Let's see if I can rescue my yarn. I like that you can, it's not too hard to pick this out from the wrong end, by the way. So if you wanted to work back so to where the mistake wasn't. This is a much thicker yarn and it shows the stitch much better. It's not as loopy, but this one I think was okay too. It's a little, you can see my finger through there. It's a little bit airy, but not too bad. But it wants to scrunch down, so. Let's see. So Karl, you're going to get dressed up for Halloween or you're just going to be your usual scary self? There, look, nobody ever knew I did a mistake.
Assuming I'm working.
You were probably working. You know who has a birthday on Halloween? Heidi knows. Runa. Runa will be, he's about 3 years older than me, so he probably turned 56, maybe 55. Because I just had a birthday. Yeah, probably 55 because I just had a birthday. Cat on the play, cat on the play. I'm showing off my beautiful needle binding where now the mistake is removed. No one will ever know. But yep, because I'm so used to the yarn being on top. Max is going to be Jeff the Killer. I love it. In a parking lot with a car. No. But yeah, because I'm so used to the yarn being on top, it would be really easy for me to want to attach the yarn from the working end. So if you put like a little knot, it'll headbutt. It would be, if you put a little knot on the end of your string, it would be a reminder that you don't want to splice new
I'm
yarn
guessing
on
that's a
this end.
costume. That's kind of hard to pull off, but...
Nikki says, Jeff the Killer with Nalbinding. While he waits, no one will know he's killed. Wait a second, did I read that right? Yeah, no one will know he's killed. Albert says, the good old internet creepypasta. But look at the needle, it's bloody and scary. You could be a Nalbinding killer, I love it. But anyway, in this one, the yarn goes, if you're doing on the right side here, the yarn goes under the end loop there. So, not to be confused with the wrong way.
Well, Jeff the Killer looks like this.
That's Jeff the Killer. Oh!
So it should be a pretty kind of challenging costume to pull off.
I didn't realize Jeff the Killer was a thing.
It is.
Does he Nalbind?
I strongly doubt it.
In this case, he Nalbinds. I didn't know that. Okay, tell me, what's the story of Jeff the Killer? You've got to teach me on my own. I have been out of the country too long.
It's a creepypasta.
Is it an American thing or is it a...
God knows, it might be Serbo-Croatian. It's an internet thing.
It's an internet thing, okay.
Somebody wrote a creepypasta about some killer called Jeff. And then somebody made an illustration and it kind of got stuck in people's minds.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can catch up on chat here while you stare at my beautiful piece of Nalbinding. By the way, let's remind you what it looks like on the other side, because I think in this case I actually prefer the other side. I just like the structure of it being more smooth, whereas, there you can see it against Karl there. Whereas if you're on the right side, you've got these clear ridges. Well, let's see. Oh, actually, I've got a computer screen. I can look at comments on that. Oh, yeah. Ingela says, om jag gjorde stingen rätt så blir Hansen's notation. If I did the stitch correctly, the Hansen's notation would be U, 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 or under, 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 and then turn, or the slant, and then O, 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 U, which would be over, 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 under. And I think I have to show you what that looks like. If I can turn this up. Oop, other way. There. If you see there. Right there. Under, under, under. Change it, and then turn, and then over, 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 under. If she says if she did it correctly. Which I said I was just going to ask her about that because I get confused if I'm doing that correctly. But that's how she would guess that the Hansen notation is if she did it correctly. And she is way more technical when it comes to needle binding than I am, so she knows so much more than I do in this case. Let's see, I can turn this back on. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Don't take off all your clothes. Oh my gosh, my gimbal does not want to stand straight. Let's see. Raggedy Ann behind me there. My mommy made it. Okay. I put this back up here. Tilt it down until we can find Karl. And then we'll see what chat says. So I can catch up. Let's go way back. Question. Do half-started projects ever get accidentally unraveled by the kittens? Yes. But nice thing about needle binding is it doesn't unravel. It just turns into a big knotted mess, and some of it's torn apart in the middle, and you can't really do anything to save it.
They generally prefer to take the thread before it is made into something.
Yeah, that's true. If it's hanging, then they'll go after it. I do this long enough now. He's just over there licking his paws. He doesn't care.
Right now, the favorite target of Carla is this.
Computer cord.
This is the charging cord I use for my phone. And if she sees it, she will generally attack it.
There we go.
And then chew it enthusiastically. So I'm just trying not to electrocute her.
By the way, never put your gulrein needle in your mouth. I forget what's called gulrein in Norwegian, or in English. It's a type of bush. It's got two-tone color. It makes beautiful needles. Poisonous.
Don't eat your poisonous stuff, woman.
What is gulrein? Is gold chain tree plant, or laburnum. Laburnum anagyroides. It makes beautiful, beautiful, beautiful needles, but with the two, you can see like there's a sharp change in color there. But yeah, if your dog chews on it, it's not a pretty thing. So it is poisonous. So I should not have done that. I have to slap myself Okay. See, do we have any other questions while we're at it, actually? Because I know we've gone over the hour, so. In December, could we have live sending earlier? I'm going to be in Upside Down World. Audra's going upside down. I can't go 1 hour earlier because I'm working.
Yeah.
Although technically the village is closed by then, but I still have office work until 6 o'clock. But
no, it's very logistically difficult. It's theoretically possible. We could start our workday earlier.
but then you and I would still owe an hour of work at the. We'd either have to start our workday an hour earlier, or we'd have to work another hour after YouTube.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And the last thing that we absolutely should avoid, because then we are kind of dicking around down there way too long. But
Yeah, no, that would be because the idea. I mean, the concept. It's possible, but it.
and it shouldn't be 1 hour. It should be like 2 or 3 hours if we decide to do it that way. Because switching into work clothes, doing some kind of physical work, then going into Viking clothes to get tourists and going back to work clothes.
You could be in. No, it's better to be Viking on YouTube. I've been horrible lately. I've been doing so much office work that this is my Viking clothes lately. But we're getting a scan system. So my job will get much easier, a lot more automated. So maybe I can start being Viking again. Yay! No, anyway, so the idea is good, but we'd still have to make up the 8-hour day, and we need at least a half an hour before YouTube to get set up. As you can see, I'm really good at getting a link out on time, and then it takes about a half an hour or whatever to pack down. So.
If we got like 50,000 more subscribers, Toril might consider it work.
Well, then we can put an ad up and we won't need to work that then we just work 7 hours instead of 8-hour days. No, that would be nice though. Upside Down Land, says Raymond. He's all excited. Let's see. But yeah, needle binding doesn't unravel. That is the bonus of the needle binding. So for those of you who aren't familiar with needle binding, when if this is the end of my string and I was to pull on it, knit or crochet, the whole thing would just unravel. Like that really cool app for this game. That when I play a game, I get like suggested games that maybe my phone or whatever algorithm thinks that I would like to play, and one of them is I think it hears the word yarn in my speech a lot or something, because it wants me to play these games where you like tap and unravel stuff. And that's all you do is like unravel, 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 and you have to do these colors, and it basically looks like another game. It's just with yarn and unraveling instead of something else. But, so it's a puzzle. So it thinks I want to do that, and that's what would happen if you did that. But with needle binding and crochet, it just tightens because you're making knots every time all the yarn is going through each stitch to make a complete knot. So it won't unravel, which means if this were, say, a sock and the heel blew out, it would not unravel and get even more. Or if you had a sweater with a stitch here that came undone, it can turn into like a huge run. But in null binding, it wouldn't. It'd just be a little hole that you could fix with a patch or something. Grafting needle binding, though, to fix a hole, that is not an easy thing. There's somebody I saw who posted on one of the null binding groups a way to do that, but it's not for the faint of heart. Chocolate! I just saw it. I need one. Cranberry chocolate. I see you're looking like you need one too. How does this go with your beer? You're having the Freya beer?
So that's why I'm going to have the beer first.
Oh, you're having the whole lurk. It's backwards, but we've had this one before. This is Bermelo.
Yeah.
There you go. It's so good. More for me.
Beer first.
Beer first. Okay. I gotta catch up. Nikki says, thought it was down under land, Audra and Raymond. Don't you know, I come from the land down under. But I call it upside down land, says Raymond, because a friend from Texas who is now on the other side used to call it that. I say upside down too. The water goes the wrong way in the drain. In the drain, it goes this way. But if you're where he is, it goes the other way.
Yeah, if you have an enormously big pool, it does. But
yeah. What about the faucet or the toilet?
Same there. It has to do with the kind of, it's the Coriolis effect, the spin of the world, kind of influence which way it goes. but it is such a minuscule effect compared to the kind of the layout of your toilet.
Yeah.
So if you have an enormously big pool, yes, you will see the Coriolis effect. But you are flushing an Australian toilet, no, you're not seeing the Coriolis effect.
No, okay. What if the jets on the toilet were focused the other way, and then would it still like
Then
correct
it's more
itself?
a matter of is Australian taste than the Coriolis effect.
I have to try. Okay, PJ said, I started a news story. I don't know how long it may run. It's about a young dragon, the last of her kind, with allergies. Does she have a nut allergy, by the way? We were talking about that earlier this week in regards to something else. When she sneezes, homes burn. The elves, dryads, and humans are not happy. Okay, this dragon does not get to live by our house. Allergies. Hay fever is a bitch.
It should move to Bergen. That will be pretty safe.
So, is it safe to say that her eyes burn when she has the allergy? You know, kind of. Sometimes they say that. Raymond says, I do miss them. I have too many friends who are on the other side now. Oh. Nikki definitely needs the book. I think I need to see that one too. That's going to be really cute, I think. Oh. PJ, I'm going to blame your dragon for seeing... Oh, yeah, so that's where the house on fire comes from, where Brood is blaming her. And PJ says, it's possible. Raymond says, I can imagine the poor young dragon is so apologetic. Oh, yeah, I would think so, too. That's got to be so cute. PJ says she is not full grown, so probably about the size of a medium-sized deer. Oh, it's a cute little dragon with a very big sneeze, pissing off the elves and the dryads. Yeah. Nikki said, I had a book at work where a dragon blew bubbles and they wanted to get rid of it until another dragon set the castle on fire, and then the bubble dragon extinguished the fire and saved the day. It's like a Dumbo story, you know, the big ears. Nobody wants the elephant with the really big ears until they find out he can fly and put out fires. Carla's playing with something.
I think it is...
What is she? Is it yarn?
It looks like a small piece of wood.
It is. It's a fleece. It's like a splinter.
Yeah.
Huh. We're at that time of year where we're sitting here on YouTube and then Karl and I just start doing this in unison. That's the cats. Let's see. Laugh Out Loud says, PJ, she's apologetic but thinks they're overreacting, but then they banish her because the bigger she gets, the more things burn. Oh, poor girl. I agree with Raymond there. And then PJ says, yay for the bubble dragon for Nikki. Okay, Redisby says, but if you say Han från bygden, it means that he is from the village area, so area is more like area. And pulla means fiddling.
Yep.
Yep. That's P-U-L-L-A. Yeah, that would be what we say in English, dicking around, or dicking as not
but it
using the
very much
appendage, but just dicking around.
Mean that in Norwegian.
No, it means actually using the appendage in Norwegian. Audra says,
enthusiastically.
and that beer was how strong? Yeah, that beer you had was 4.7, and this one I think is also 4.7. We used to sell these in the shop.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it had gone out of date, but it hadn't yet anyway. The guy who had made this one, Bermlo, B-er, which looks like that letter there, O, with a line through it, M-L-A, I believe, Bermlo. Oh, anyway, he has to relocate his factory or his production area because the lease was up. So there's a little pause on that beer now. So what you have is a very collectible beer until the more can be made. Albert says, don't get me started with Danish and bolla.
Yep.
Okay, you want to explain the bolla? Get started.
That's the other way around. Bolle in Norwegian is like a bun. Like the things you used to buy for lunch, the drømmebolle.
Drømmebolle is one with, it's a bread bun, but has custard and chocolate on it.
But do you know what the word bolle means in Danish?
Balls?
Nope.
No? What?
Pretty much the same as the word pule means in Norwegian.
Okay. With the appendage. I didn't actually know that. By the way, in Norway it means bun, but in Danish it means, you can read that in chat. Raymond says, I'm getting a real education today. Laugh out loud.
Yep, no, it is very important that the Nordic countries are really, really confused in the matter of sex.
Sorry, I'm thinking of having a sugar high over here. It's 50% cocoa. Oh yeah, see, that's why I went with the cranberry one. It's sweeter. This one's got probably is more. Yeah, this one's 85%. Oh, it's good.
So your Swedish friends just want to tinker with something, and you show up naked. And you just want some pastries from the Danish, and they show up naked. It's confusing to be from the Nordic countries.
Jag förstås. Såklart, precis. Såklart. Of course. Then we're into Jeff the Killer here. Let's see, how far back did I go? There we go. Make-A-Wish Foundation for the 50s. Oh, where did I miss? Oh yeah, you going to Leeds, Make-A-Wish Foundation for the 50s. That's right. He's turning 50. He had to make a wish. Today, oh no, that was the trunk or treat. I thought that was cute. What will you be? I'm making a gnome hat for Halloween dance social, says Nikki. Those are cool, the gnome hats.
This is not good bad, so you probably don't want it.
Moving on, we got to that one. Nalbinding killer, says Raymond. It will take a while, but you'll never be able to undo it. Considering what we were just talking about. Yeah, no, if you make a mistake in needlebind, you have to pick out each knot. You can't just unravel, so don't make a mistake. Maybe that's how the needlebinding killer became a killer. Frustration. It's a weapon of mass destruction. Mine has got like a witchy curve to it too, like a fingernail, this one. Okay. Arlene says, this is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving in Canada. We're very happy to see the oh, Karl and I have something to do when we get back, but I don't think we'll be able to do it before next year too, but maybe the week after. Speaking of Thanksgiving, what do Americans like to eat on Thanksgiving? And I don't know, but I'm assuming you do the same thing in Canada. We like turkey. And this comes back to Turkey Gate, which is, I don't know, like week 193 or something, or maybe it was just week 93. I don't know, 1 week. It has to be the first year, actually. It's got to be in 2020, because it went in December. That was where we for the first Christmas at your parents, and then January 1st,
December
you told
2021.
Your parents. Is it 2021? I thought it was the first year that we went. That was in 20.
No, we got. Yeah.
We got together in December 5th, 2020. We're going to be having 5th year anniversary soon.
You might be right.
I know, we're getting old. Make a wish, Karl. Anyway, so yeah, he sacrifices his family. So what do they eat for holidays? We should do something for the Americans. So he's like, oh, she says they have turkey. That's fine. I'm assuming everybody's parents know how to make turkey or like making turkey because the past generations always did it. Mine, I didn't realize I was old enough to maybe I should learn how to do that. So then Karl says, oh, we can make the turkey. It's no problem. I have a tame American. Talk about needlebinding killer, man. But yeah, no, so that turned into Turkey Gate. And then we had to, those of you who were here will remember, we had to solicit advice from all of you as to how to make a flipping turkey, because I'd never done that before. And that's like a wholly religious event in the United States. But no, I'll just do it for my future in-laws.
But you do know.
First time meeting them, let's make them a turkey.
That everybody would be perfectly happy if you just put the fucking thing in the oven. Let it stay in the oven for however many hours.
Now I know that all I have to do to please your family is burn the fucker and bury it in pepper. That's it. But this is not how we see it.
I told you so.
Meanwhile, your sisters are on the other line going, that's about right. No, but anyway, I didn't know that. So, like, this is like major. I mean, that is like the ultimate test of a daughter-in-law is to learn how to make a turkey and present it to the family. Look,
I stress tested her for her OCD pretty hard that day.
Yeah. So if you find that episode, I think it went on for probably 2 of them, but I think it was maybe it was probably week 93. Now that I think about it, it was I think around week 93 or something. But that episode is hilarious. That is the famous Turkey Gate one where literally Karl, for the first time, gets his ass chewed out by me, and he's like, "I've never seen Karl look so cute and innocent," and he's like, "But," and that anyway. No, so anyway, we thought we need to relive the torture. So what do you eat in Gudvangen? When you at the grocery store, everything is so flipping expensive here. Because it's a small grocery store and nobody shops here. You have to eat what's on sale, and what's on sale is with a short due date. Anyway, best before but not bad after kind of a thing. But it's fine. You get a big freezer. You buy the meat. You put it in the freezer when it's on half price, and then you thaw it out the day before you're going to use it. They had chicken, but like the bigger chickens. Anyway, raw chicken, like the whole chicken. And I haven't seen whole chickens in the store in a long time. But it was in the sale bin, so we grabbed one. It's in the freezer now. We're going to take that sucker out and thaw it and see if we can relive a mini little turkey gate and see if we remember anything that we tried 5 years ago. I think we've only made the one turkey. I don't think we ever repeated this.
We didn't, no, at least, well, we have assisted on another turkey, but we didn't go all in.
No, we didn't. We did do ribba, which is like the Norwegian, svinribbe, as he calls it in his part of Norway, and in the rest of Norway they call it ribba.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's not turkey, that is...
Svinribbe isn't ribba. Ribbe is sheep.
Yeah, it's pork ribs or something. Pork belly, maybe they call it.
In our part of Norway, which is called pinnekjøtt in the rest of Norway.
Yeah, that's not this. No, so we're making this one, which from when I'm growing up in, or not growing up, but my Norwegian growing up was 25 to 53 in Oslo area. That one, this is like the holier than thou meal that you can't screw up, including the crackling on the top. And
now we are in the western part of Norway. The pig eating thing is like in the eastern part of Norway. We eat the sheep and the sheep's head.
Stuffed chicken, yummy.
And
oh yeah, we have to stuff that sucker.
Absolutely every part of the sheep. By the way, sheep's heads, season for that is coming up.
Yeah, that's too bad. We could do the sheep head season again, but we've done that twice now.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, in Voss, the area around here, they eat sheep head.
It's not a super big thing where I'm from. We eat the rest of the sheep.
No, but in Voss it is an extreme sport.
They kind of, you know the island where Leif Ole grew up, Barmen?
Yeah.
They used to have like this sheep head party thing, where a lot of people show up, bring their own alcohol, and somebody serves them sheep head.
Yeah.
We do the same thing with crabs.
Oh.
Well, in Selja they do the same thing with crabs. Yeah. It's kind of hard to pull off in this little fjord thingy.
I think we have crab meat in the freezer though.
Yeah.
We still have some fish that your father got us, and yeah. No, so we're going to relive the. We're going to have a mini turkey gate over here. It's not going to be a turkey, but it's going to be a chicken. And so I'm asking my boss, you know, they have a hotel and a restaurant. And I said, you know, I'm going to make this turkey. She says, it's real easy. Just tie the legs together and you just bake that sucker until the legs sprayed apart like somebody who's really desperate to have the real Viking experience. And I'm like, Tordell! That was so funny. Okay. So we're going to stuff the hoo-ha, make a tent. Massage it with mayonnaise. What else do we have to do? All this wonderful advice that we got.
Oh.
You know what else that we did pretty well was the gumbo, which was with help of YouTube too, telling us how to make gumbo. That was with the crab.
The gumbo and the crab cakes are the things I kind of want to redo. Because it was really good.
I have a rotisserie oven, says Peruta. 2 hours at 230 degrees Celsius. Result is perfect. Falling off the bone chicken. Well, she's setting the limit here. She's setting a standard. Hey, stuffed chicken, says Anne Moreau. Yummy. Nikki says, wannabe turkey. These days you can be anything you want when you grow up. The Make-A-Wish Foundation says that you are going to make it. No, so we're gonna try. I was happy to see this chicken, a whole chicken. For Thanksgiving, this is what kind of set me off in the whole beginning. Anyway, I also saw that they had turkey meat. It's like a turkey breast or something, which is flipping huge. And
just a little observation of cat diplomacy.
Oh yeah.
We have 2 cats running around on the floor like crazy. And the third one is there.
Hanging out in the Warhammer corner. By the way, there's yarn in those bins, I just want to say. What else would be in there? Let's see. Just in case Osmond's kids watch later. Kitty! That's what you call hanging out. Let's see. There. Okay, I have to catch up some more on chat here. Because we're like way over time now, but that's kind of the fun part of off season.
Yeah, I'm singing out for the snickerette. Just if you find any good questions for me, I'm.
Yeah, if we have some more. Rollebollen in Holland, says Garcia, has the same meaning in Danish. Rollebollen. How to say that one?
Same meaning in Danish.
Rollebollen has the same meaning as in Danish, yes.
Okay. I will avoid saying that to the Dutch.
Avoid saying that to the Dutch. Especially the 2-year-olds that want to take your tour and get everything translated for them. Let's see. There's some more fun comment in here. I gotta catch up on this one. PJ says, I've never understood why people want to make up creepy pretend serial killers and pretend they're real. Aren't there enough murder weirdos in reality? And Nikki replies, yeah, but PJ, no one knows what the killers look like because they're all normal looking. When Karl puts on his childhood glasses, he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, Radisby says, I didn't know that Gudvangen is poisonous. The flowers smell so good. Yeah, they do. It was the person who made me this, Ingrid Ekehagen. He made me this one and that other really big needle that I have. And I think of 3 needles out of it. It's, I don't know where he got access to a lot of Gudvangen when somebody was trimming the bushes. But he had managed to dry it out and make them. But because they have this two-tone look, you have the dark and the light right next to each other like that, which is quite common. That's why he likes to make needles out of Gudvangen, and they're really, really beautiful, but he said, yes, they are actually poisonous. So do not let your dog chew the needles, and don't put them in your mouth if you can avoid it. I mean, I'm obviously not going to swell up and die, but I might have taken a year off, who knows, so don't do that. But it's a good way to break the habit of sticking the needles in your mouth in the first place by a Gudvangen needle. But they do have really, really beautiful finish to them. They're quite unique wood. Yeah, I get suggested for those yarn puzzle apps, says Radis B, as well. Haha, one of them is called Unravel Knitting or something like that, but it's actually weaving, and it bugs me so much. Really? I haven't seen one with the weaving one yet, though. Now I have this other one I had to learn how to play, where they want to, you just run around and there's all this sushi and toys and stuff on the table, and you just try to get it all to fall in the hole. And then there was another one they wanted me to play where you dump cats in the hole, so I don't know what they're trying to tell me. But between that and yarn unraveling, that's what they want me to play. Nikki says, I rented a loom for a bit to test it out and decided that there wasn't enough to it for me. I have got an Inca loom, or 3, and that's more interesting because I use tablets. Yeah, I have one on the wall over there. I did get another one, but it's at work. That one up there is actually a tablet weaving loom, but it's a small one. And then I have an Inca loom. An Inca loom, but it's over there with my, it's one of those standing ones with the pegs, so that you can make a really long thing. But all my frames are drying on it right now. I buy second-hand wooden frames and just break it in black to put my sheep in. So it's hard to see it right now. I have pumpkin puree pies. Anyone? Oh, you know what? I figured out how to do the pumpkin pies. So I bought pumpkin today, and we'll make soup with it. Apparently, you can cut the pumpkin in half, scoop out the innards, and put it upside down on a baking sheet and just bake it under some temperature. I have no idea what. You have to look it up. And it will it'll start to become like a mash, so you can just peel the skin right off of it, and you have all this mash, and you can either use that or you could freeze it, and then you have pumpkin pie puree to make pies later. So I think I'm going to try that this year because it's really hard to get it. Big noise, says Gerda. Is that me? Karl. Karl probably wore his microphone outside. It's like listening to one of those white noise fall asleep videos, especially when it's after 2 a.m. When Karl comes in, we'll let him have it. You know that river I was showing you earlier? So it probably it sounds a little bit like this raging white river. Yep, it's Karl's microphone. And a cigarette at the same time. So he's like, rage, rage, rage. Rage, rage, rage. Karl! You can't hear crap out there. It is really noisy outside the window, but yeah. He'll come in soon. And then we'll yell at him. But I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm babbling on anyway. So we'll kind of suffer through it, and then we'll embarrass the hell out of him. I think he's almost on his way in. Actually, I might be able to cut his microphone. Let's see. What can I do right here? I have number 2. I don't remember how to do. Actually, no. I run the risk of turning off both microphones. I'll figure that out for next. Karl, You just white noised everybody.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're going to have to do more groveling than that. Their ears are hurting. They had to turn the volume down. They couldn't hear me rambling on about unraveling games and big holes that sushi falls into. Sit down here and apologize like a big boy.
What you heard was a completely normal river.
And you just wanted to let them know what the river sounded like that I was showing earlier?
Yes.
Oh, all right,
It's
then.
educational.
We're not putting up with it. Fy! That's the Norwegian word for shame. 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 You are now going to have to walk through the village naked while we throw little pieces of spaghetti at you.
Do you think we can handle that much tourism?
No, but the spaghetti's not actually historically accurate. We'll have to think that much tourism.
Oh, your spaghetti is very old.
Pumpkin pie, num num. My daughter's boyfriend says Arlene is smoking a turkey this year. Oh, that would be so good. Smoking in a pipe, asks PJ, and she says no. Super tiny turkey. Says Redisby. Pruda had a rotisserie. I think that one sounded like a great idea. Let's see how far back up I am. Is fjord crab different?
No, not really. Crab is crab, but it's more. Crab is generally on 15 meters down to about 30 meters. And where I come from, the sea level is like this.
Yeah.
But in the fjords, it's like this. So you just have a very narrow area along each side where you can actually catch them. And there isn't that many of them. The thing the fjords are good for is crayfish.
Yeah.
So lobster and crab, they are shallow water things normally. They are very hard to get because there is very little shallow water in the fjords. Because the
because as it goes up like
geography
this,
is
it
like
goes
this.
down like that too. Yeah.
So you have like, I'm assuming, well, they are everywhere, so I assume they are here too.
Yeah.
But you would need a kind of a flat area with, which is for the crab deeper than 15, but not as deep as 50.
So out by Celia, does it go more like this? That's kind of how it does in Oslo too. Outside Oslo, it starts to go.
Well, you have all sorts,
instead
but
of just.
you have areas that are like that. Yes, a lot
okay.
of them.
Albert says fjord crabs are so good. There's so much meat in them.
Might be because you have less area for them to exist in. So you probably don't have the overpopulation problem that we occasionally have back home.
Nikki asks if the yarn in the boxes there are for Warhammer entanglement spells. Yep. I win. No, some of it is linen yarn. I'm spooling it into small amounts because I have too much of it, and then I put it in the shop so they can embroider with it without having to commit to a really big amount. And then other one is the yarn that's destined for that wall behind me. It'll go up on there. I just have to cake it so that it fits on the pegs. Okay. Outer says I got a chestnut tree wood after the storm. Oh, that's a good use for fallen trees too. And there we go. Albert says Karl took his mic with him. Raymond says laugh out loud. Karl says come back with the mic. Or Radismi says come back with the mic. Raymond says it's like listening to one of those white noise fall asleep videos, especially when it's after 2 a.m. here. Prude asks, is Karl's mic on? Outer says it's okay with the rain, just don't make gas noises. And then Albert says yes, he took it with him. Raymond says we can hear you, Karin. I can hear you, Karin. Says Albert. Radismi says if Karl farts right now, I'm gonna die. Laugh out loud. He might have peed. I mean, you can't listen to that amount of water and not have the urge to pee. So I don't know. He's a man. He doesn't. Anyway. Raymond says laugh out loud. Max says I'm gonna. Oh. Max says she's surprised. He has news to tell you. He survived an entire month of September without migraines. I, on the other hand, have not been so lucky. Do you know why? We've decided to make homemade. I'm really going off the wall today. We're going to try to make you some homemade iced coffee because the iced coffee that he drinks they ran out in the store of the strong one. So we thought we'll make some. So we had some instant espresso, and then we got some whole milk. And we've been having a lot of fun, and they've been actually tasting really, really good, especially because they look more like frappes since we crushed some ice with it. And because Kristen is here, we're constantly going to the bakery to have a cup of coffee, she and I. So my caffeine intake has gone up between the two, and now when I'm at home and don't make a cup of coffee, I suddenly have headaches. I blame the two of you and nothing else about my self-control for coffee take, but
Yeah, no, obviously it's mine and Kristen's fault.
so I did not get off so lucky. I'm not. Carl's like, you seem to be having a headache every time you have the day off, and I'm like, what's the first thing I do when I get to work? Go to the gas station and fill my coffee cup. So there you go. Wish it was that easy to fix yours though. My message to those migraines: where are your rebel friends now? Says Max. Honey, it's nice to tar to make a point, says Albert. I missed that one somewhere. Nikki says, I was confused as to whether we were talking about the chicken or punishment for Karl. A little bit of both, actually. If you punish the chicken, does it help the meat fall off the bone?
Depends on your choice of punishment, I guess.
I guess so. One more thing here. Prudus says then one time in Japan, or a friend used an industrial hydraulic hoist to lower a whole turkey into a vast of boiling oil. There are a lot of people wanted to do deep fry turkey. I guess we call that redneck cooking in the United States. There's some videos on YouTube about that. That can go horribly wrong. So not for kids, as Nikki says. Not for kids. Yeah, no, but you can check out the YouTube videos. But yeah, that can go really, really bad. The hot oil, and they just dip to deep fry it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be really, really good, actually, the deep fried turkey, but it's you need a lot of oil to do it, a lot of heat, and yeah. No, there's some YouTube videos. We got a lot of homework for you guys. You have to go back and watch the Turkey Gate episode. You have to. I don't know, watch videos about this and then think of different ways we can screw up food. No, anyway, so we go to Leeds. We might do a quick little live sending from Leeds, but it'll be a kind of a surprise and spur of the moment. So if you're subscribed and you have the notification bell, whatever, clicked, however that works anyway, then you'll get a little notification that we're live. But it would be probably a quick 30-minute thing. And we'd call it, what is it, Viking, ? Nalbinding, because there won't be any Nalbinding on it either. Week 290 and a half, maybe, we would call it. Or something, but it will be Tuesday or Wednesday. Those 2 days we're in Leeds. Thursday we're on our way back home, and Monday we don't actually get there until Tuesday morning. So
yeah.
And then back here on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking stressed as normal, so it'll be perfect. The only homework I have to do is Nalbind, says Nikki. Okay, yeah, you got some Nalbinding homework too. Albers has got that trend of trying to deep fry turkey with way too much oil in the pot. Yeah, it was like this huge trend, probably about 10 years ago, I think. But cat just went sideways. Oh, God. Karl the cuddler. No, we should really go, though. We've been on way far too long, and I've been babbling forever, and we even got some nice white noise from Karl.
Yeah, I'm vaguely worried that the old cat is going to be jealous because I'm giving too much attention to the new cat. So I'm trying to give attention to every cat that comes within grasp.
What? I'm within grasp. Kitties is ready to speak. Okay, so next week we're going to do some more with the stitch that I just dropped somewhere. I don't want to.
You're on this.
Yeah, that's because he's sitting right on it. There we go. No, we'll play some more with this stitch anyway. But hopefully this gets a little bit easier. If you try a little bit each week, it might get a little bit easier as you go, and it'll just click. But if you focus on the, you know, the connection as one point and then the stitch as another, it might not be so bad. Okay, but anyway, yes, and then Saturday, same time, same place. I don't know, we'll see if we can show some outside before it gets too dark. And then some little surprise in England. I have no idea what time that would be. But I'm guessing a lot earlier than, earlier than this, because England is 1 hour
Wait a
behind
minute,
us.
we're going out of summertime soon. So
Yeah.
might be a little bit lighter.
I see that the museum is open until 5 p.m. England time.
Yeah, but I mean, next week might be a little bit.
The 26th, I think, is when, I can double check that really quick. what do we call that? Daylight savings. Norway 2025. October 26th, 2025. In Norway, the clocks go back 1 hour at 3 a.m. on Sunday, October 26th. So I know that this is usually a week before or a week after United States, in some cases 2 weeks. I know Nikki's changed hers a long time, so she's itching for us to turn ours too. So, but yeah, no, we don't change our clocks until Sunday the 26th, so we should have at least 2 more weeks at this time. Do you concur?
No.
Yeah, he concurs. No, okay, we got to get going. I'm out of battery soon too anyway, so yeah, see you. Feliz cumpleaños, Karl, says Max. Happy birthday to Karl. And we'll have a lot of fun. Oh, look at there's little celebration emojis for you. See? Cling, cling, cling. It's nice when I can have the computer next to me. And Arlene says, have a wonderful trip. And there's a little emoji of a plane. Roger says, happy birthday, Karin. Happy birthday, Karl. Yeah. No, we'll try to do a quick little sending from England. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Unless it's piss raining or something. But that
if we
never happens
manage
in
to pull
England.
it off.
I probably will not have my needle binding with me because we are backpack traveling. So, okay. See you.